Alrighty then, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Hopefully the stream goes smooth. Yesterday I had to break it up into two parts. I didn't update a plugin, so that's why the first one was so choppy. Make sure you check out our sponsor, the Hellblaze, at thehelblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow Unboxing get you 18% off their 100% all natural products, lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant. You name it, they got it. So check them out at thehelpblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow Unboxing once again get you 18% off their 100% all natural products. Website promo code are both in the description. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email as well if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. So shout out to everybody out there checking us out. Hold on 1 second. Update some things. Update the chat on the screen. So there that is. What's going on? Harry Ferguson, Oldman Jackson, salute. Lather, salute. And don't forget we on social media too, man. Gonna talk about Errol Spence, this alleged street beef he entrenched in. Also some top rank hypocrisy. People at top rank is freezing Devin Haney out at the lightweight division the way PBC freezing Crawford out at the welterweight division. We're gonna talk a little bit about Wilder and Fury weight and what Wilder should come in and what Fury is going to come in at. According to him and his camp, we're going to talk about Haney versus Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, and is it truly undisputed at this point? But let's talk about it. C-Dub Versatile Entertainment. Be in here. So, you can go a lot of different ways with this one. Yeah, okay to my attention. Like I said before, I don't go searching for this stuff. People send it to me. I think somebody sent me the Errol Spence in the club with OT Genesis. He put that on a Snapchat, the rapper. Push it. I'm in love with the Coco. That guy. I guess he was in Dallas doing a show. He was on stage with Yellow Beezy, Errol Spence. And no, Errol Spence wasn't drinking in the video. All right, Yellow Beezy had some in his cup, but then somebody else sent me a video of Yellow Beezy. He got into a fight. Now, they didn't show the fight in the first video, but he was saying this guy running for me, and I told you I was going to get him, and so it's the aftermath. Then yesterday, somebody sent me the actual video of what happened. Q-Tip was going on while I was live. And it shows them, like he said, like he did it by himself. But it shows that, a number of guys were chasing after one guy. And a truck get in the way. They appeared to beat this one guy up, whose name is Rain Money, somebody like that. He's supposed to be cool with this rapper in Dallas named Mo. I'm not really 100% familiar with the Dallas rap scene, but I did see their interviews on Vlad TV. And in this video, and I looked early, the first video I dropped this morning, all the links are in that video. Now, speaking of, in the video, they jumped this guy, and the truck moves. So it's a truck from a surveillance camera. It moves. And when the truck moves, Quan, what's going on? Salute. So little Quan, I said, what up? When the truck moves, it's Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence is right there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's allegedly Errol Spence, but you could tell it looked just like Errol Spence. He got the hair. He got he basically got the exact same outfit, Trey, salute, that he got in the club. Courtney, what's going on? And Errol Spence didn't hit the guy, nothing like that. I don't know if he was walking up the street trying to get back to his car and he just was in the middle of the altercation. But once the truck moved, I guess Yellow Beezy security or a squad had handled the business. You know what I'm saying? And the guy pops his head up when everybody moved back, and then his head magically drops back on the cement. Now, when he pops his head, it could have been a delayed reaction. He could have went into some type of shock, or he could have been like, damn, and then fell back down. Or maybe somebody hit him with a taser or something like that. So Errol Spence didn't physically put his hands on him in the video, if that was him. And it looks just like him if you've seen the video. But what ended up coming out is somebody sent me an interesting comment that said that what people don't, and I'm gonna read it word for word. I'm gonna read it word for word if I can pull it up. I don't even know who sent it to me. And what it says is, what they not telling y'all is they was chasing Earl that night of the wreck. No cool points for the greedy move, for the greedy grove. So what this comment is saying is that Errol Spence did not just crash his vehicle from being drunk. Now, this is alleged, all right? This is not a fact. Give me 1 minute. This is not a fact. This is alleged. But they're saying that Errol Spence crashed his vehicle. DAZN, what's going on? They saying Errol Spence didn't crash his vehicle because he was being chased, not because he was being drunk. And also, I chopped it up with a few people. They were saying that's why it was a gun at the scene. Now, could have been a couple, hypotheticals. The guy in the other car could have been ready to shoot Earl and dropped his gun out of his car. Somebody could have been with Earl in the car and got out, dropped their gun out the car. Earl could have been Earl gun, but it wasn't registered to Earl. That's why they couldn't put a gun charge on him. So, or they could have covered it up for Earl and just said it wasn't Earl gun. But that explains why he had a gun on. Obviously, you thinking if he got a gun on him, he in a Ferrari, he in a whatever Lamborghini. Hey, I'm riding around any city. I'm carrying the gun with me. You know what I'm saying? So they're saying that Errol Spence was chased because of the street beef. And, like I said before, that can't be that far off. You know how many times he probably drove that particular car or drove home drunk? Come on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it ain't the norm. A lot of people's the norm to drive, get tipsy and drive home. Man, trust me, this wasn't the first time he ever drove home drunk. It kind of makes sense. Oh, when I'm drinking, Vernus, stomach fucked up. Detroit version of ginger ale. All right. So, at the end of the day, somebody explained the whole rap beef to me between them, and I watched the Vlad interviews. But, it's time for him to get out of Dallas. He says different in South. You can carry. Yeah, you can open carry here. It's not as lax as it is in Texas. You know what I'm saying? You can carry here. His hands are more dangerous, or just as dangerous as him shooting a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Your hands is just as dangerous for him. So now, kind of putting the pieces together, now it's kind of making sense. He wasn't just getting drunk and let me see how fast this Ferrari can go. He ain't no rookie at driving drunk. Earl, 29, 28 years old? He ain't no rookie. So he ain't going to just, I can see if they said, well, the ball joints was bad in the car or the car malfunction or he was getting chased. It makes a lot of sense. Cool, man. So he was getting chased. Or another hypothetical is they was racing. That's what I would think. They was drag racing, but it makes sense with that comment and saying he was getting chased. And what kind of make you put one and one together is you a multi-million-dollar boxer, right? And you in the middle of somebody getting jumped in the street. Do that make a lot of sense? You a multi-million-dollar boxer, right? Now, had I never seen the video of him in the middle of the street, right where they was jumping that man at, I never believe none of this. Don't get me wrong. I never believe none of this. But he's right there, allegedly, in these videos, while they jumping that man. JMJ 2120. He right there. Like I said before, when the truck was there, you couldn't see him do nothing. It didn't look like he was sweaty or he put his hands on the guy. But why are you right there, standing there like nothing is going on, watching this man getting jumped? This ain't no clout chasing, bro. This ain't no clout chasing. Make a lot of sense. Usually when you done at the club, what more time? Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. What multi-million-dollar nigga parking lot pimping? Seriously. At the club in the hood. What nigga is he just casually walking down the street and he's sitting right next to a dude getting jumped. He's sitting right next to the dudes they beefing with. He getting beat up in the street. Errol Spence standing right there. Not like he all the way over there. Like they jumping him. I'm right. They jumping him where I'm at. He's standing right here where my light is. He that close. You know what I'm saying? This dude want to be a street dude. That's why Fred like him so much. I was talking to somebody the other day. You can call me detective all you want to. All the videos is out there. The proof. The proof is in the pudding. I just put all the videos in the video I did this morning. The proof. It ain't no detective. That's like y'all saying, oh man, you know, these niggas being a detective about Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? Y'all some detective. You know, let him and his woman deal with his issues. Nah, it's public information. Once they got a surveillance camera on what's going on, it's public information. It's a whole video. Y'all niggas act like I'm lying. It's a whole video. Just make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why would a dude, I don't care if I'm the only one doing it, they shouldn't have sent it to me. They shouldn't have sent it to I can give a hell less about the dude. I can get the hell less about him. Keep that same energy for all the niggas that's doing videos about Tank and dragging Tank in the mud, but ain't no videos done about Kovalev. Keep that same energy, bruh. All these dudes doing videos about Bill Cosby, but they ain't doing no videos about Harvey Weinstein. I don't care. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Yes, it do. It make perfect sense now. This nigga wasn't speeding. Like, oh, let's see how fast the Rari can go. Whatever he's in the Lambo. I never for one, but hey. Had I been talking about Terence Crawford, had I been talking about Canelo Alvarez, y'all would be on all in. Oh, Crawford smashes his Chevrolet Camaro 1935 Camaro in the wall. Oh, I thought Crawford didn't get drunk. It's a DUI. Y'all niggas would be doing this all over. Keep that same energy when Blood Boxing said he was gonna rape Clarissa Shields' sister. Where's the outrage? What an outrage! What an outrage for the local dummy box community taking a white and putting a white girl above a brother. Where's the outrage? Come on, y'all get mad at the wrong thing. Y'all get mad at the wrong thing. Y'all mad because I'm talking about Errol Spence, aka MC Gusto? You talking about it makes sense now. When he crashed, oh, hope the brother okay. You don't want to know what happened. Was it he was drunk? That nigga was getting chased probably. He was getting chased. Or he was drag racing. Nah, he at the club chilling. And what's so funny to me is, right? If this is Adrian Broner, oh, AB ignorant again. Oh, then AB just got shot at 25 times in Kentucky, running across the state lines from Ohio. If this Adrian Broner, everybody having a field day with it. Here go a dude sitting right next to somebody getting jumped in the middle of a street beef. Let that marinate for a minute. You know, this is a multi-million-dollar boxer in a street beef. And let me remind you, Dream Chaser, do you not know that rapper Yellow Beezy almost got killed? Did you not know that? Let that serenade for a minute. No, Dre, don't block Chuck. He cool. That dude almost got killed beefing with a comedian. I remember that, but somebody explain it to me again. And the comedian allegedly is cool with Mo. So it was supposed to be retaliation allegedly. That's all I'm going to say about it. And here you got a kid that grew up in the suburbs trying to be a street dude. Now, Adrian Broner is different. He grew up ignorant. He grew up in the hood. He grew up like that. Gervonta Tank Davis, he grew up ignorant. He grew up in the hood. He grew up like that. He's synonymous with that. Here you have it. A guy that got everything in front of him. Good partnership with the Cowboys. Beautiful family. He got a father. He got a mother. You know what I'm saying? He can possibly be the best pound for pound boxer in the world. He one fight from being that. If he was to beat Terence Crawford, he can be the next $1 billion baby in the boxing world. Don't get me wrong. The kid is talented. Started boxing at 15. He ain't even been boxing for 15 years yet. So he's still getting better. And here you got MC Gusto, C4 Errol Spence, and that might go above some younger people's head. That's why Fred from Beauty Shop Conversation love him so much. Fred wanted to prove that he a hood dude. He got a hood dude complex. And where I'm from, ain't nobody trying to go somewhere and prove that we hood, that we grew up in the slum. We trying to get out. And here you got a smart individual in Fred, a school teacher, everything in front of him. Beautiful house, beautiful family, dope cars, dope money. You got everything. He trying to go where I'm at. I take you outside my neighborhood. I wouldn't believe it. Most of y'all wouldn't make it. Most of y'all wouldn't make it. I tell you that right now. Crackhead been a strip yard now. These dudes, Errol Spence, everything. They trying to go backwards to get where I'm at. They trying to go backwards. Ain't no point of going backwards. Go forward. They need to get that boy out of Dallas. He need to get out of Dallas. And nobody seen nothing wrong with him being in a club again. Nobody. Nobody seen nothing wrong with this guy being in the club. He got an accident in November. November, right? January, December, he back in the club. Nobody seen nothing wrong with that. Oh, he not drinking. Ain't got nothing to do with drinking. Nobody sees nothing wrong with him back in the club. Hanging with people that's beefing. Hanging in his own city. No matter if you seen Jimmy Wapo die, Lil Snoop die. I mean, all these different rappers we had died. Nipsey Hussle died in L.A. You know what I'm saying? He died in his hometown. Don't forget Dollar. It wasn't his hometown, but what about almost 10-something years ago? He got killed in L.A. trying to look at somebody else's girl. You keep going on. All these rappers getting slanged in their hometown. And don't forget about all the other street dudes that was going to make it out of their hometown getting slanged. It ain't safe staying at the crib. It ain't safe. I'm not saying this to drag his name through the mud. As much as I love dragging his name through the mud because he a mark, I get it. I get it. But why you want to come back to this? Why you want to be cool with the rappers and you want to really, it's cool. You know, I'm hanging with Drake in LA, or I'm hanging with Beezy in Vegas, or we in New York. But why you want to be at the crib and be a local star when you could be at least a national star? This nigga in an international global sport. Ricky Salute, you could be the man in Istanbul. You could be the man in China. We don't want to be the man in China right now. You could be the man in Japan. You could be the man in Indonesia. You could be the man in Switzerland, Germany. You could be the man in Columbus. You could be the man in Montreal. You could be the man in LA. You could be the man in Oakland. You could be the man in North Carolina. You could be the man in Brazil. You could be the man in Ghana, Zimbabwe, Jamaica. You could be the man wherever you want to be the man at. But you choosing to have a local rapper's mindset. You could be the man wherever you want to be the man at. But you want to prove that you street. You want to prove that you hood. Ain't nothing good in the hood. Ronnie Sampson, what's going on? Ain't nothing good in the hood. Dope B, he died in the very same club I used to party in. The very same club I used to party in that Dope B died in. Real talk. I ran all through Montgomery. I had dope dealing homies I met in Montgomery. I had college dudes. I had local jackers. I had whole thing. The hood don't change. Every hood the same. Slang might be a little bit different. Don't matter. You could take, just like you could take your street knowledge anywhere in the world, long as you know, I mean, you don't even got to speak. Street knowledge go anywhere, how to carry yourself. Every hood is the same. Just like you take that book knowledge, street knowledge go just the same, go the same length. It go to Chris Way, what's going on? Samuel Salute. It go the same way. He need to get out of Dallas. If they do what they know what's good for him, get out. Get out. Ain't no point in him losing his life. Losing the chance. Ain't no point. Why you think Floyd left Grand Rapids? He only fought there, I think, once. Especially when he was a world championship, but he only fought there once. Same reason why Chris Webber didn't go back to Detroit to the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stories out there that dudes that stick in their own neighborhood. It's not good. It's not good. A little bit more varnish left. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it makes sense now. It makes sense, Jamal. What's going on? It makes sense now. You piecing the puzzle together. Like he just wasn't being reckless driving. You know, I thought just at the bare minimum, just think like maybe he was street racing. You know what I'm saying? You know, people do that with fancy cars and shit. We did it with hoopties, racing down the street to get to school. I raced plenty of people going on my way to school in high school. You know, by the blessings of God or whatever you believe in, a higher being. At least I didn't crash or get no tickets like that. We all do stuff young and dumb, but he getting to that point in his career. He getting to that point where, you know, you 30 this year. March 3rd, March 4th, March 5th, whatever it is, you 30 this year. You got kids. You got a family that depend on you. And you going to throw it all away over some street beef that you ain't got nothing to do with. And you thinking like, oh, that's Earl. We not going to kill him. We not going to shoot him. No, man. People see you successful. People see you fighting at Cowboy Stadium. You know what I'm saying? You more of a target. Welch Fair, salute. You more of a target. That make people hate you the most. You have friends out there that's, you know, see, they love you when you broke. They love you when you're on their same level. But you take time to level up yourself. You take time to build some shit. You know what I'm saying? And you do better. And you ain't living in the same area. You ain't living in an apartment complex no more. You done bought a house. You done got a new woman. Or you done got a new car. I mean, you done financially secure. And you leveling up. And they all of a sudden, they start hating on you. All of a sudden, they got beef. You got beef with people that you didn't even know you had beef with because they jealous of where you at. So don't think, oh, the hood love Earl. The hood don't love you. The hood only love you. The hood only love you when you in the bucket with them. When you the crab that crawl out, you know what I'm saying, and start doing good for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, I can see the way this story gonna go. You know what I'm saying? It's two fighters that's really walking behind. That's really walking behind Adrian. Broner is anointed. Broner is anointed. Broner is blessed. Broner is lucky, blessed, anointed, special, lucky, whatever the synonyms that go with them words. That's Broner. Broner is a 1 in a million shot. What Broner has made it through this far in his career, through all of the shootings, through, you know, getting out of jail, you know, his teenage years being in jail and getting out and making multi-million dollars in boxing, to, you know, all the alleged cases that he got, to being drunk, to the tough fights with Madonna, to, you know, all the spats that he ain't had. And he's still here breathing. You think Gervonta gonna have that luck and not sit down? Floyd had to sit down for a minute. You think Errol Spence gonna have that same luck as Adrian Broner did? No. But the difference between Broner and Tank is that if they go back to the hood, that's where they from. That's their natural habitat. Well, I'm just back where I started. At least I had some fun. Errol Spence go back to living with moms and dad, or he had to revert going to being in the hood, or he got to go to jail. It's going to be a culture shock. But the chances of Errol Spence and the life that he may be living and the life that Tank may be living, fighting bartenders and stuff of that nature, the chances that they are as lucky or successful or as blessed to get through these situations unscathed and see another day in the boxing ring, I'm telling you, it's slim to none. One day you're going to wake up, it's going to be some groundbreaking shit going down with them too. Errol Spence didn't already had his he didn't already had his close call. Mike Lowry, who wins Fury Water too. Don't know yet, but I'll speak on it in a minute. You know, at the end of the day, Crawford had his close call. He got shot in the head. Don't forget, he had the issue with the car in the car shop. He had his close call, changed his life. So, like I said, I'm ending this. Like I said before, y'all don't see it. Y'all don't see it. In the people that refuse to see it, either or don't see it, they blind or they don't understand what I'm saying. He need to get out of Dallas. They need to move him to Jamaica. They need to move him to Vegas, LA, New York. You know, if Al Haymon got so much power, save your boys. You invested all this TV time and money into Gervonta and Errol Spence and stuff of that nature. Look at Danny Garcia. He did it the right way. Look at Keith Thurman. He can live in his hometown. Because Keith Thurman, no, hey, I'm Keith Thurman. I like driving Priuses. I like being cheap with my money. I like playing the flute, the piano. I like to read. I'm Keith Thurman. I'm comfortable on who I am. Danny Garcia, I'm from Philly. I love Philly. I'm comfortable on who I am. I know how to separate the hood, and I know how to separate what's going on in my life. Don't tell me how to run my show. Don't tell me what I need to get on to. If you're going to watch, you're going to watch. If you're not going to watch. That's my number one bugaboo. Don't tell me how to run my show. If you don't want to hear this shit, please unsubscribe. Please. I don't need no motherfucker telling me, oh, get on to this, eat a dick with sauerkraut on top of it. Don't tell me how to run my show. Because the truth hurt. When they talk all that other ignorant stuff about raping people's sisters, and when they talk about, they talk about motherfucking, how Earl the greatest and Crawford ain't nothing. I don't see you niggas telling them, hey man, stop talking about Crawford. Oh, change the subject. Nah, nigga, that shit it ain't no change the subject button on this shit. It ain't no, next question. No, that shit ain't, y'all don't do that at Champ side. Y'all don't do that with Fanon. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that with Negro. Y'all don't do that with Negro. They sit down here and they chew Crawford ass to a bit. They sit down here and they chew Gervonta ass to a bit. Wood, what's going on? Dr. Will stay real TV. But when I get to speaking some real stuff, change the subject, man, nah. Nah, because when they sit here and they make up stuff, they making it up. I got visual proof. I got visual proof where you can put the dots together. Like I said, it's alleged. But it makes sense now that Errol Spence was chased. I can see that. He being chased, and that's why he crashed. Not because he was drunk. He was chased. If that story is real, that they chasing him over the beef with Yellow Beezy, and then the same people that allegedly chased him, Errol Spence standing over the man while they beating him up. Let that marinate for a minute. The same people they beefing with, Errol Spence is standing right there while they jumping the guy. Right there. Put the video on my other video. It's right there. It's the second video in the link in the description. In the video I did, he's standing right over that man. Larry said, keep Thurman living good. Him and AB at the casino. Yeah, he knows his place. So that's what you got to look at. He need to get out of there. And if Errol Spence don't get out of there, his career gonna be cut short. He living a rapper lifestyle trying to be a boxer. It don't mix. It don't mix. You could probably be living a rapper lifestyle and be a hooper. But if Al Haymon got so much power and Al Haymon love these dudes, Gervonta, hey, we need to move you from your baby mama, get you a situation going where we get a middle person in there, you know what I'm saying, where somebody take your daughter from her to you, and y'all set up an agreement where she get out and get a job, you pay so much child support, whatever the state say you got to pay, and get Gervonta out of there. You know what I'm saying? Sorry if Calvin can't go with him. If they got to move Gervonta and put him at Oxnard with Robert Garcia, do it. If they got to move him up there with Teddy Atlas in New York, hey, so be it. They got to move him back down there with Kevin Cunningham in Florida. If they got to move him back to Las Vegas with Floyd Mayweather, do it. Right now, these dudes don't know what's best for them. Errol Spence got a father. Errol Spence got a father. Get your son up out of there. This not no little small stuff. This is generational wealth right here. Get your son up out of there. Vegas may be too close. You know what I'm saying? Get him up out of there. Like I said before, it's unfortunate if this stuff is true. You know what I'm saying? But we know what's gonna happen. You're gonna turn on you turn on the TV before you see him smash the whip. You know what's gonna happen again. And it's unfortunate. I don't wish this upon nobody. But with Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather made it through, everybody don't make it through that. Everybody don't make it through that. And the only reason Floyd had a boxing career is because social media, it wasn't no cameras. If it had cameras, Floyd wouldn't even have made it to a De La Hoya fight. If they had the footage of what he allegedly done to his baby mama, some of the stuff going around, the stories you hear about Floyd, skating ring stories and punching people on the strip on the face in the 90s and stuff in the early 2000s, if they had visual footage of what Floyd did, Floyd wouldn't have had a career. No, I mean, when you have a father and you have a real father, it's no do or don't do. It's you gonna do what he say do, no matter how old you get. When your father come to you and say, hey man, you need to whoop whoop, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Errol Spence Sr. is still Errol Spence's father. This is not his mother asking. This is not a yes man asking. See, it's different for Tank. Tank father that ain't around, I don't think. Adrian Broner father ain't that type of father. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather father was in jail while he was running around doing what he was doing in Vegas. That's the difference. Errol Spence father, like he's serious. But that's for them. If your father is a father, he can make that move. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's true, it's true. It's not, it's not. Like I said before, you know, he gearing up to fight Danny Garcia. And even though most people think Danny Garcia don't got a shot, Garcia got a shot. He's coming off a car accident. Y'all can say what type of shape you look in. You don't know what type of shape you in until you get into that ring. You don't know what type of shape you get in. A bag don't hit back. A speed bag don't hit back. A spar partner don't hit the same way as a real fighter hit. He don't move. You know what I'm saying? You can't calculate the animosity, the energy in the arena. You can't calculate what it's gonna feel like to get hit with 8-ounce gloves. It's not a 10-ounce division. Anything 47 and below is 8 ounces. Anything above 147, considered 10 ounces. It's different. They hitting with 8 ounces on. That's what make the welterweight division. SJ Fish, one-on-one, what's going on? That's what make the welterweight division. See, Danny Garcia got a shot. You out your mind if you think he don't got a shot. This Danny Garcia last hurrah. Danny Garcia can punch. This is last hurrah. Don't get it twisted. This is last hurrah. Don't count Danny Garcia. People say, oh, he looked like this versus Ivan Redcash. That's Ivan Redcash. This is a dude that ain't fought in April. He just fought in January. If him and Earl fight in June, he going to be way more crisp. He going to be way more in shape. He going to be way more alive. I'm telling you. He gonna be a lot better than what he is. Danny Garcia is a solid fighter. That's a tough fight for Errol Spence. People might consider a tune-up, but he ain't gonna go out there and just destroy Danny Garcia. Not coming off a car accident. He not. It's a good fight. Now, if this is 100% healthy Errol, yeah, I see it. I see the smack of down getting laid on Garcia Rudy Poo. But it's the reason why I heard he chose not to fight Manny Pacquiao. He know what's going on. Well, once again, Danny Garcia, it ain't Pacquiao and then Danny Garcia. No, you talking like Pacquiao and Paula Malignaggi. You know what I'm saying? You talking about somebody that arguably hit hard as Pacquiao or close to hard. You talking about one of the punchers of the division. Not saying Danny Garcia is a Matisse or Mike Tyson or Madonna. You talking about somebody that can punch a little bit. Open up a cut. Hurt a rib. Danny Garcia is solid. Danny Garcia is a solid competitor, solid foe. It wasn't this much room between him and Sean Porter. Does he do some things different than Sean Porter? Yeah. He's slower. But he do a lot of things that's difficult. If he drag Errol into a dog fight, he may hurt Errol. So, like I said before, I ain't gonna shit on that fight. I get it. I'm Errol, he could have fought Pacquiao and he said no tune-ups. Man, I'm talking logical. He said that. What he say? And he proved this 1,000 times about Errol Spence. What he's saying, what he do is two different things. One is the truth and one is the lie. And in rare occasions, what he say he gonna do, sometimes, and what he do is sometimes the truth in a rare occasion. But it's a lot of inconsistencies. It's a lot of hypocrisy dealing with Errol Spence. He's a big liar. Yeah, I did that last night. The interview hasn't dropped yet, so when the interview drop, I'll put in the community tab. He said Haymon won't feed. That could have been a situation. I heard Errol chose to go to the way. Could have been Al. So it is what it is. I support the fight. I'll watch it. I'll talk about it. It's a good fight. But let's talk about Top Rank, Carl Moretti, Bob Arum. Carl Moretti is a matchmaker, I believe, at Top Rank. Yeah, Carl Moretti is a matchmaker. And basically Bob Arum came out today and he said that Devin Haney was in the top 10 lightweight. Which, to be honest, you could say that. You can say that. You can have questions about Devin Haney, right? Or am I tripping? Deshaun, what's going on? You can have questions about Devin Haney. You can ask questions about Devin Haney. Easter, I don't know. AB, I don't know. But I'll take questions at the end. You can have questions about Devin Haney being top 10, can't you? Who's Devin Haney beat that was the top 10? I'm not saying top 10 in the WBO, top 10 in the IBF, or top 10 in the WBA. Like I said, I love the kid. I support him. But one thing I don't do is I don't lie. From my perspective, I'm not going to curve my opinion. And we pull up the lightweight division. You say your 10. Lomachenko. You probably put Javante, Teofimo Lopez in there. And there's some guys in there that could be a lot less talented than him. It's a lot of guys here, right? But who has Devin Haney really beat for you to say he top 10? He ain't beat a Linares. He ain't beat a Luke Campbell. He ain't beat a Fortuna. He ain't beat a Comey. He ain't beat a Shelby. He ain't beat Camboso. He ain't beat a Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who else you got here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, the division not that deep. You can say talent-wise, yeah. I mean, he top 10, but who has he beat? So, who can he beat? But my problem is this. Well, Bob Arum saying he hasn't beat this and he hasn't done that, and who has he really beaten? And he's not a star. But hey, if I ain't top 10, why did Lomachenko duck me? The only reason Lomachenko didn't fight another time in 2019 The only reason he didn't fight another time is because, and I'm not disputing that he's not top 10. I'm just saying who has he beaten to be top 10. But talent-wise, he may be the best at 135. But if I'm not top 10, okay? Yeah, Kambosos about to fight Selby. Yeah, I know that. IBF title eliminator. If I'm not top 10, why didn't Lomachenko fight me in December? Because if Devin Haney was never a mandatory, Lomachenko would have fought in December. If Devin Haney never called him out. If Devin Haney didn't want to fight Loma and he would have shut up and they would have let Lomachenko fight Kambosos in Australia in December, they would have did it if it wasn't for Devin Haney. But if Devin Haney don't care about his O, if Eddie Hearn don't care about his investment, let that sink in. If Eddie Hearn don't care about his investment, fight then. If Loma gonna beat Devin Haney, why not? But what did Bob Arum tell him after Jose Ramirez beat Maurice Hooker? He says, you will never get a fight because you signed with the wrong promotional company. What they saying about Crawford? Oh, you signed to the wrong promotional company. So how can I feel bad for Crawford when Top Rank doing the same thing to Devin Haney? Because if Teofimo Lopez win, he moving on up. He moving on up. He ain't staying at 135 no more. The belt's gonna be dispersed, and Devin Haney got to chase him up in another division. So you can't have it both ways, Bob. You can ask Al to do something that you're not willing to do. So how can you really feel bad? And Bob's still pulling that bullshit. How can you feel bad and Bob's still pulling that bull? You know, Bob want Al to do something that he want. Oh, the boxing fans deserve the best. The boxing fans deserve the best. The best fights need to be made. Yeah, the best fights need to be made. And if you know Devin Haney, if they want to be undisputed, Lopez or Lomachenko, well, you know, if Devin Haney can get his belt back from Fortuna or Campbell, you know, then I want to see it. He said Eddie just feel like Andrade and Haney the best in their division. Could be. But top rank is like I said before. Lomachenko ain't Lomachenko ain't no golden goose. Lomachenko not gonna make a New an American star, and Lomachenko not gonna make nobody a star. Let's keep it real. Lomachenko ain't nothing to protect. Bob Arum, I guarantee you, Bob Arum losing more money messing with Lomachenko than getting money. He losing more money with Lomachenko. He losing more money. Kell Brook don't bring nothing to the table. Kell Brook don't want to fight nobody. Y'all keep saying, oh, Bob say no money for Kell Brook. Kell Brook don't want to fight nobody. He turned down, which I don't know, he turned down Jaime Munguia. They made him the mandatory for Munguia. He turned that fight down. He turned down Terence Crawford. He admitted that in the interview with World Boxing News. Kell Brook don't want to fight nobody. Kell Brook been tuning up ever since he lost to Errol Spence. Look at his resume. Kell Brook simply don't want to fight nobody. That's it. That's just it. Maybe Golden Boy, maybe the Zone, maybe Top Rank. He want to fight Amir Khan is the reason he's skimming or he's staying afloat. Kell Brook is irrelevant. He fighting DeLuca this weekend. Credit to him. But who? You done fought DeLuca, Zafra. You done fought a few names that we never heard of. Why he fought Jamel Charlo give him a fight tomorrow. Erickson Lubin will give him a fight tomorrow. Jared Hurd give him a fight tomorrow. Joseph, what's going on? All these dudes will give him a fight tomorrow. He don't want to fight nobody. Kell Brook done. You know, but Crawford, you know, at the end of the day, you feel bad. I don't feel bad for Crawford. Let me say that. DeLuca, whoever that dude name is, I ain't got the name. I don't feel bad for Crawford. When people ask me who my favorite fighters today is, Crawford ain't amongst one of them. I like his style. I like to watch Crawford fight, but he ain't one of my favorite fighters. It ain't nothing to do with his personality or nothing like that. He ain't my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? My favorite fighter, I like Wilder. I like Inouye. You know what I'm saying? I like Berturbia. I like Lubin. You know what I'm saying? Who else out there? I like always like Donaire. I always like Ricky Dial. You know what I'm saying? Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? So I like a lot of different fighters out there. You know what I'm saying? Du Bois, Joyce, Joe Joyce. It's just certain fighters that I just prefer. Like, okay, I like them. You know what I'm saying? I like Jamel Charlo attitude. Him as his fuck the fans comment and blocking me, but I like his attitude. You know what I'm saying? Jer Hurd, I like Jer Hurd. So it's a lot of fighters that I do like. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. It's a lot of dudes that I'm saying I dislike the guy. You know what I'm saying? But he got to prove it to me. When I certain guys like I like watch Crawford fights, exciting, good fight. Only one boring fight I ever seen him was Klima, but he not amongst my favorite. He's just not. Now, if he start getting in there and throwing down and tumbling and wrestling with some of these guys, yeah. No, none of my favorite fighters are pretty much at the welterweight division right now. But just looking at what he going through, how can I really have sorrow on him and not Devin Haney? I can't. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't feel bad. That's just the way Bob Arum is rocking. And like somebody just say in the comment, okay, what was it? I can't remember his name. They're making Nervetes like Nervetes. They making more money off of Terence than they are Loma. Why wouldn't you want to cash out Loma? Loma not making no money. They're not making no money. You're not making no fucking money. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We can't sit here and say, well, they need to fight Crawford and then Bob Arum don't want to let Devin Haney in. How can we say that? But that's just the game. That's the game. They want to do as many in-house fights as they can. That's it. And they outsource when they need to. Oh, we just call Eddie when we need to. Or we really want to make this Tank fight and Loma fight. Or we really want to make this Errol and Terence Crawford fight. They want to work the way they want to work. Please believe me. If that division was reversed and Lomachenko was begging Devin Haney to get in and Teo to get in, Bob Arum like, we need to make the best fights. This is all horseshit. And if Terence Crawford was in the position that Errol Spence is and he had Pacquiao, Errol Spence is just going to have to wait. We're going to do Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford. I'm sorry Errol Spence didn't sign with Top Rank. I'm sorry. He should have came over here and signed with the real money team. That's what he going to say. That's what he going to say. I'm sorry. I tried to sign Errol Spence. I tried to sign him. But you know what I feel bad for the most? Like I was saying about Crawford, I can care less. Like I was saying about, Devin Haney. I like him. I can care less. You know who really getting messed over is us. Is us. I never disputed that Bob Arum. I never said Bob Arum was a golden goose. I never said what that Bob Arum said was factual. Never said that one day in my fucking life. I've always said if Crawford was in the position Earl was in, that Bob Arum would make that fight. I've said that on several, but y'all hear what y'all want to hear. But the difference is this. The difference is this between Crawford and between Errol Spence. This is the difference. Now listen here. This is the big difference. If you don't listen to shit else in this stream, whatever minute mark we at, almost the 50-minute mark, I'm gonna wait. This is the difference. Errol Spence, he got a vagina. Crawford got too much testosterone in him. He got too much kahunas. His pride won't let him. His pride gonna let him. He gonna put so much pressure on Bob Arum to make the fight. His mind, his heart. You see how he fought Kyle Velasquez and got dropped, and he hard hit it. How you get a nigga like Crawford is, you can't do this. You can't whoop me. You can't do that. That's his mentality. That's how you get him. Man, come on. You letting this slave master control you? Come over here and fight me. Come on, tell him to send an offer. Crawford gonna chew Bob ass out till he make that Errol Spence fight. That's the difference. Crawford gonna control his own destiny. He not gonna hide behind Bob Arum. You show me one instance in Crawford character since he came on the scene in 13 or 14. I've been watching him since before he came on the scene. I knew about him. You show me his character where he didn't show vagina tendencies like Errol Spence. Crawford really want it. That's the difference. Crawford will give Errol Spence the opportunity. It wouldn't be this waiting and marinating and hiding behind Al Haymon. If Crawford was on that side and Errol was on his side with Top Rank, Crawford would be chewing Floyd and Al ass out. Either he gonna be put on the shelf, or they gonna set him up to lose, or they gonna do some Illuminati type stuff with him, or they gonna or whatever they gonna put a banana peel and watch him slip in the ring and crack his neck open, or they gonna make the fight. And when fighters say they want to fight Al Haymon, make it happen. I'm telling you, bro. If a dude fed up, like, man, Al, man, I ain't trying to hear it. Make the fucking fight happen. Make the fight happen. All right, Dre, you can calm down. But that's the difference. One guy can make it happen and the other guy not. That's it. You can see Errol get mad. Oh, Al, I'm ready for the fight. And Al just finesse him out of it. Crawford is truly got an independent personality. He truly got an independent personality. Errol Spence either he don't want to fight, or he already said it's gonna be, or he know he's gonna lose. What's going on? So, like I said before, that's the difference. Crawford will put pressure to make the fight happen no matter what position he in. Errol Spence, he gonna ride the wave. He gonna do what he gonna do. And what's gonna happen is the fight not gonna happen. Somebody gonna lose, somebody gonna get dropped, somebody gonna retire. I'm telling you, that fight not gonna happen. It's not. Errol Spence would rather lose to somebody else than lose to Terence Crawford. It's too much clout build up on that. He'd rather lose to Danny. He'd rather lose to Keith. He'd rather lose to Canelo. He'd rather lose to fucking Jason Rosario. The worst thing that can happen for Crawford, the best and the worst thing that can happen for Errol Spence's career is Terence Crawford. He could become a Hall of Famer overnight. He don't have one. Neither one of them got a classic fight. There's no Hearns and Hagler. There's no Leonard and Hearns, excuse me, or no Leonard and Duran. They don't have that on their resume yet. No, it ain't a Michael Nunn and James Toney. It ain't a McCullum and James Toney on there. It ain't a Norris and Jackson on there. It ain't none of them fucking fights on there. It ain't a Cooney or a Larry Holmes on there. Yeah, we talked about Thurman last week or yesterday, but I'll touch on it in a minute. It ain't that. Most of these dudes think they got these classical fights, these meaningful fights, and it's not there. It's not there. So, like I said before, Bob ain't no different. Bob was doing what Al was doing 10 years, 20, what is it now, 2020? Shit, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, Bob was doing that shit on HBO. That's why Al Haymon not on HBO no more. Bob did that. Bob refused to work with Al Haymon on HBO. So what Al Haymon is doing now is what Bob Arum did 17 years ago. And that's why Bob Arum in the predicament he in. Bob Arum was the person responsible for the destruction of HBO by hating on Oscar De La Hoya and Al Haymon. That's it. This is how HBO got destroyed. It started with Bob Arum and his hatred of Al Haymon. He was getting his fighters money that Bob couldn't get out of HBO. That's why. That's it. He had that complex about Al, man, and Al was doing shit in the boxing game that they couldn't understand. It was innovative. It was new. It was that new car smell, and Bob convinced whoever was there at the time. I think Ken Hirschman was there at the time. He convinced Ken Hirschman, because Stephen Espinoza went over to Showtime. He convinced Ken Hirschman to kick Al off HBO, and Al went to Showtime, and they makeshift some things. Canelo went there for a minute. Canelo ended up going back. I think got his ass whooped by Floyd, and they tried to makeshift some things, man. And when Al Haymon left HBO and De La Hoya left and came back, and Bob Arum pillow talked De La Hoya, probably played with his butthole and convinced him to come back. Bob Arum snaked him. You know what I'm saying? Bob Arum finessed Oscar, and him and Oscar went right back to beefing again. And when that happened, I mean, basically what you had on HBO was Top Rank, Main Events, and you had Golden Boy. And then Al Haymon came back. Al Haymon came back and stole Adonis Stevenson. Coffee University, look what's going on. Remember, all this happened. It was the original Cold War. And we would say, oh, the Cold War over, it's finally over. Then it'd be back on again. The Cold War is still on. The difference is, it's changed now. The leader of the Cold War was Bob Arum. He had the upper hand. Now, Al Haymon is in full control of the war. He is Palpatine. He is the Empire. He is Darth Vader. He is Palpatine now. Senator Palpatine. That's him. It was Bob Arum. Now Al Haymon controls the board. When Al was willing to work with him, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to work with him. That's how HBO got destroyed. And then HBO got rid of Top Rank. They wanted to borrow Loma, and you could see the tea leaves coming. I watched all this. The tea leaves was coming because they put Lomachenko, they put Victor Postol and Crawford on pay-per-view. And then Top Rank stopped getting fight cards. Most of their fights started going to pay-per-view, and they released Manny Pacquiao. They released Top Rank. Top Rank went to ESPN. They wanted to borrow Lomachenko. Bob Arum said no. Forget when Al Haymon left and went to Showtime. HBO wanted to borrow Adrian Broner. Al Haymon said no. And then HBO was left with Main Events and Golden Boy and, a few other makeshift promotions. And they tried to go with the European Invasion, Rock Nation and Ward and Kovalev. They couldn't hack it, and it was over with. So at the end of the day, it's it's a war that we've been going through for almost 10 years now. We said it's over, 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 it's over. It's never truly been over. The only problem is the Empire is now Al Haymon. He's seen as the bad guy, and I get why Al Haymon is seen as the bad guy. Like I said, I got much love for Al Haymon and his business model. But as a boxing fan, no matter who is the bad guy, they the bad guy. If that make any sense. I just want to see the fights. I don't care how much Danny Jacobs getting paid or Danny Garcia getting paid or Floyd getting paid or Keith or Errol. I can give a hell less who the A side, B side, C side, who got the Nikes, who got the Reeboks, who walked first, who name on the poster first, who walked. I can care less. Who got the bigger locker room, who got the away locker room. We can care less about it. You know what I'm saying? This is a power struggle. So Al Haymon on top. I can't say, Al Haymon should turn the other cheek. Nah, fuck that. Do what you do. But as a boxing fan, I got a complaint. Because with Al, Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko wouldn't fucking happen. Al would be marinating that hoe. Al would be marinating. And what that nigga Tom said yesterday, that motherfucker say, you marinate barbecue, not fights. I was dying laughing listening to that shit this morning on the road. You marinate barbecue, not fights. See, if Al Haymon, I'm gonna complain because it's particular fights I want to see outside his network. But I wouldn't complain as much as if Al Haymon gave us the best fights on his network. I wouldn't complain as much. I wouldn't. If I got Errol and Keith and Sean, I got Sean and Danny and Errol and Errol had already whooped most of these dudes, and Errol say, okay, I'll rematch Danny Garcia again because I got into a car accident, and then we gonna make Pacquiao or Errol. I wouldn't complain. You know what I'm saying? They made Jamel and Jared Hurd, and they made Gary and Santa Cruz already, and I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't. They made some of the biggest fights. But PBC, if this was Lopez and Lomachenko, man, shit. Oh, we gotta go get that other WBC belt first. And man, that fight will never happen, man. They be marinating that till the cows come home. They be marinating that till the cows come home. See, the difference is where Al Haymon is losing that and where Bob Arum is winning, as Bob Arum runs a dictatorship. Bob Arum can force his fighters to do what he wants them to do. Al Haymon don't. Now, if Al Haymon really wanted to, like, oh man, but Al Haymon don't. Al Haymon come with you with 3 or 4 options. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you talking about the biggest fights that Al Haymon can give us, he hasn't gave us them. Just in-house fights. He didn't fight first Keith to fight Errol. Keith and Errol could have had a fucking trilogy. They could have fought 3 times by now. Even if Errol beat them all 3 times. That went from a Hagler, well, a Duran. I can't really say Duran Leonard because they both. That went to some good shit. That could have been like a Shane Mosley De La Hoya type of something like that. That could have been like if Cotto and Mosley fought a few times, or it's a lot of good fighters there. That was a really good fight. That would have been a really good fight. That was a fight that Errol Spence would undoubtedly be probably pound for pound number 1 if he fought Keith Thurman twice. He beat up Danny Garcia already. He beat up Sean Porter. Errol Spence supposed to have done this already. Spence and Crawford shouldn't even be a thing. Spence and Crawford shouldn't even be a thing. That shouldn't even be on our radar. Errol Spence should be back at 54. Spence should be at his natural weight. Keith should be at his natural weight. Sean should be back at his up there in weight. The fight we should be talking about is probably like Danny and Crawford and Crawford and Ramirez and Regis and Danny, and it's supposed to be a whole Barrios is coming up there, and eventually, so we supposed to be talking about the whole different crop. All these the PBC fighters are just holding up the division. When you pay the kind of desire for big fight, yeah, true, paying all that money, so. But like I said before, it shouldn't even be a thing. Crawford and Spence. This fight shouldn't even be in our realm of possibility right now. And if Crawford dominated 47 and Spence dominated 54, and they met at a catchweight, they met at 54, or they Spence came back down, then that's kind of supposed to be like a hypothetical. It's supposed to be like a UFC MMA fighting a boxer type fight. Or what if Crawford fought the king of 54 and they met in the middle where Crawford moved up? That's the kind of conversation we supposed to have. Spence is supposed to conquer 54, conquer 47. Spence is supposed to be the pound for pound fighter of the world right now. Crawford should be right up under him. What if, Crawford cleaned out at 47, became undisputed? Errol Spence right now, with PBC having maybe getting all the belts with Castanos fighting Teixeira, he cleaned the division out. You know what I'm saying? You could have 2 undisputed fighters, fighting at, 54. You can did it at 47. And they could be fighting for 10 belts. That could be some unreal shit. Because remember, Floyd defended both his WBA, Super WBA 54-pound belt and the WBA belt he had at 47 on the same night. So imagine if Errol Spence came back down to 47 and fought Crawford at 47 for a 10 belt unification bout. Never heard of before. Or 8 belt unification bout, depending on if you count the ring belt. Imagine how much bigger that fight is. That's history. That's legacy. You got a guy that was undisputed at 40, Don't know if Spence would have came undisputed at 47, but unified champion at 47, probably undisputed at 54. You got Crawford at undisputed at 47 if he could accomplish it, and they clash together for an 8-belt unification bout. That's legendary. That's what we supposed to be on right now. That's what we supposed to be on. That's the type of shit we supposed to be on. We supposed to be on Broner and Crawford and, you know, Mikey and Crawford. We supposed to be on that type of tip, and Earl and Charlo, and well, not Charlo, they probably won't fight, but they wasn't on the same team at first. But Earl and Jared Hurd and, you know, guys of that nature. That's what we supposed to be on. You know, but the PBC guys just held the division a long time. They held it up, so you know it is what it is. Go sit down. Get this dog. You know, but let's talk about Wilder and Fury. Fury said he should be around 270 pounds. I think today, one of Wilder coaches, I probably was JD, said they want him around in the middle of 220, in the 220. So, that's a lot of weight to give up. That's a lot of weight. If Wilder come in at 225, you know what I'm saying? He's still giving up. Get, bye, I ain't stop you. Get. He's still giving up. What? Fuck this nigga giving up like 45 pounds. If he coming at 225. He almost giving up 50 fucking pounds. That's crazy. I mean, Wilder giving up a lot of weight. That's almost 50 pounds. Wilder probably gonna come in at 220. If that. Fury gonna come in about 270. He probably gonna be about 275 on fight night. So, like I said before. Yeah, I got it. Like I said before. Anything can happen in division. A heavyweight division. You know, as is. But you got somebody that could be giving up as much as 50, 60 pounds to a guy that's training for a knockout. Like I said, this is why I don't bet on boxing. Especially in the cold winter months. Cold, sickness, flus, weight. You know, like I said, a lot of people count Tyson Fury out. I think a lot of more people that's not from Europe is riding with Fury. That's not from Europe is riding with Wilder. I mean, even Teddy Atlas and this, that, and the third, and people saying, you know, Fury is probably done and he looking different. But I don't want to see nobody give up that much weight. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, you know, Wilder you could be in the best condition in your life. You can have more gas than a particular guy. But if a guy is bigger than you, he leaning on you, you know, it's a reason why they got weight classes for a reason. And you giving up that much weight to that man, that's a lot. And where Wilder fails at in strength and conditioning is, you know, like I said, I'm not in his camp, but I can just tell by his physique, he don't put no weight on his legs. That's where you put the weight at. You put the weight on the legs. You work on the grip. You put the weight on the leg. He should be powerlifting with the legs. V squat, power squat, front squat, deadlifting. You know what I'm saying? I seen Ricky Hatton do it at the welterweight division. You know, leg press. That's what he need to be working on. All that weight he can't put it on the legs. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta, you know, before camp, and you gotta, you know, do a leg routine before camp to get used to the shot, because it's nothing like a leg shot. You know what I'm saying? Because once you shock your legs hard, until you get used to the shot, is really not nothing you can really do. So you really start that routine before camp. You might want to start it 4 weeks before camp. You work your legs two times a week. Usually you work them once, but with Wilder, you need to work them twice. And you put that weight on the legs, the extra 10 pounds, You put on the leg. So what he came in at his last fight around 218. Now you 228. And the 5 or 6, 7 pounds you're gonna put up top, you put up top. You come in around 230, 235, 236. You put it up top. That's how you figure that out. But like I said before, I wouldn't bet on the fight. And I'm a very, very selective and picky better when it comes to boxing. That's too much weight to be given up to a fighter like Fury. But you can't out finesse, you can't outthink, you can, do certain things, and Wilder gotta be patient this fight. I watched the fight, he did some good things, jabbing to the solar plex, and but I think a lot of work to the body. A lot of work to the body. Fury, looking for the knockout, he's swinging up top. Fury ain't going to the body. The reason a lot of guys don't take chances to the body with punchers because you leave your head open. What Wilder should have done on the low key tip. You see how AJ brought in Vladimir Klitschko. He should have brought in Mike McCullum. What's going on, Frank's mind? Salute. He should have brought in Mike McCullum, and McCullum should have been teaching Wilder how to rip the body. That's what Wilder need to be doing, ripping the body. You know what I'm saying? He had opportunity last fight. He's swinging up top, and Fury just rolling and slipping. And, if he rips the body, then, you even the playing field up. But Wilder got the metal in his skin. He got the speed. He got the explosion. He got the power. He get better in rematches. But it's a kind of a fight that I really don't have a feel on. I don't have a feel on. So something telling me is like Fury. Something telling me like Fury. You know what I'm saying? Something telling me Fury. I don't know why. And something telling me like this could be Kovalev War 1, 2 all over again, where it's round 13. And Ward pretty much figured Kovalev out, and he, started to dissect him a bit, and he got him out of there. So wait, Wilder, he don't run miles, he sprint, and that's cool. He jump rope, and Scotty from World Combat Sports got some videos of him working out in camp, but he don't put enough weight on his legs. Wilder could be a dangerous, and he don't utilize his legs like that neither though. He really kind of wobbly with his legs. He not that technical with his legs, whatever. He top heavy. Him and Peter Quillen, they heavy up top and small with the legs. You know what I'm saying? So they should really be building his legs up, but Fury a big man. You know what I'm saying? And the reason Fury gonna come in chunky, he trying to hurt Wilder. He trying to make a statement, and like I said, man, it's probably gonna be a good fight this time. I think it was a little sloppy, a little clumsy the first fight. You had Fury, trying to evade Wilder, and Wilder swinging for the fences and missing. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. But I like I said before, you know what I'm saying? Fury, he confused him last time. And I think Wilder know what he got to do this time, but I wouldn't count Fury out. I kind of just thinking about it, hope Wilder get the victory. I think he should knock him out, but also that cut is another thing too, because if Wilder try to open that cut up, he may forget to place his punches the right way. So I don't know. I think everybody just figured Wilder gonna win because of what happened last time, and last time I thought Fury was gonna get blown out because he hadn't been in the ring in a serious fight. So we'll see. Wilder getting much better. He looked versus Ortiz. Ortiz is a infant compared to Fury. If Fury and Ortiz got in the ring together and they different, Fury would beat the shit out of Luis Ortiz. He wouldn't have no success versus Tyson Fury. Then styles make fights. I don't understand why Fury wouldn't want to fight Luis Ortiz, but he'd tear Luis Ortiz ass out the frame. Ortiz can't deal with movers. I noticed that with hold on. Man, this 10 minutes ago. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, my bad. Go sit down. Go sit down. My dog, he want to play. If he had a toy down here, I'd throw it around. But then again, he might trip over my motherfucking. He said he tripping. Ortiz walked through Fury. No, he won't. Ortiz ain't got a fucking chance in hell. Go watch Ortiz versus Tony Thompson. He was out of shape. That's my boy. Malik Scott, Ortiz. You can watch Travis Kaufman. Ortiz can't cut the ring off. Ortiz can't cut the ring off. Wow, Fury too long and got too much leg movement. Yeah, Ortiz would get fucking dog walked. He might not get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to walk my dog. Yeah, I ain't walked my dog in a few days. I've been sick. Had the stomach flu. That's why he's so anxious. I could get a fucking treadmill. I see one that done them for like $400. It was nice too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a bad style. You know what I'm saying? Well, Fury just walk Ortiz into shots. He'll just walk him into shots. That's a bad style matchup. But Fury is Ortiz match up good against Water. It's just the way boxing happens sometimes. You know, it's just the way boxing is. You know, it's boxing. You know, you go watch Ortiz fights. You know, if you don't want to believe me, tell me how he did versus Travis Kaufman. He struggled. Christian Hammer, he struggled. You know, when Malik Scott walked him, he struggled. When Tony Thompson walked him around the ring, he struggled. He can't cut the ring off. If you can move, Ortiz ain't that good. Ortiz ain't that good, bro. It's common knowledge. If you can use your legs and walk away from Ortiz's left hand, you're going to beat him. That's it. That's it. Ortiz struggled with Kaufman. He struggled with the movement of Christian Hammer. He struggled with the movement of Malik Scott. He struggled with the movement of Tony Thompson. Now, if you tell me a guy like him and Joe Joyce, a guy that's gonna come forward, yeah. You tell me a guy like Jarrell Miller, yeah. You tell me a guy like Dillian White, yeah. But you talking about somebody that's tall, rangy, that's gonna keep the fight on the outside. Fury switch up a little bit too. He keep it from the outside. Ortiz can't handle that range, bro. He can't handle. Ortiz will get fucked up. You know, I could see Tyson Fury drowning him late. Too much length, too much height, too much foot movement. He said everybody's ducking Ortiz. I mean, shit. I see a lot of guys get ducked in when they fight. Man, Danny's ducking Matisse, and what happened? He got dog walked. He got dog walked. I don't have no love for fucking Ortiz. Somebody that failed several drug tests, and y'all y'all taking up for it. I know Fury failed one. I ain't tripping. I'm talking about styles, but with Luis Ortiz, I ain't got no love for him. Failed one versus Coyote. Failed one right around the time they was about to order the AJ fight, which AJ was gonna drop the belt. Then he failed one again versus before the Deontay Wilder fight or something like that. Come on, I watched the majority. I remember he was fighting on FS1. I'm telling you, that Tyson Fury would beat that man. Tyson Fury is too much. It's just styles. His styles make fights. That's what people don't understand. Y'all think, he gave Wilder hell, and like Otto Eileen gave Fury hell. He can do things that Wilder can't do. He closed the distance. He gave Fury hell. He stayed on top of Fury. He didn't let Fury do all this. He knew to go to the body. I'm telling you, man, Ortiz cannot beat that style on that level. Fury ain't fucking out of shape Tony Thompson or a chinny ass Malik Scott or a limited Travis Kaufman or a limited Christian Hammer. This is a real world championship type level dude that won multiple world titles. Think about it for a minute. If you watch Ortiz, go ask Mr. Boxing today. Maybe I'm off. I probably think he agree with me. That dude is long. He can move. Look at all the Ortiz struggle. It's versus guys that move around the ring. I watched the majority. I remember guys like Brian Jennings, Coyote, guys like that. Kajanu. He can beat up. If you come towards Luis Ortiz, Dillian White, he can beat you up. If you box and you use the ring and you keep him at distance, you can kill Ortiz all day. Tyson Fury too skilled for Ortiz. That's a bad fight. Now him and AJ, different type of fight. Different type of fight. Ortiz is going to throw 1 or 2 punches at a time. Fury eat that up all day. That's like fighting Floyd. You ain't going to beat Floyd throwing 1 or 2, outboxing Floyd throwing 1 or 2 punches at Floyd. You out your fucking mind. Ortiz programmed to throw 3 punches at a time. The only Cuban fighter that ain't programmed like that is Yuriorkis Gamboa. Well, Lara going to throw hoo-hoo. Lara going hoo-hoo. That's what Lara going to do. You know what I'm saying? Rigondeaux, he going to sit there. That's what Rigondeaux going to do. Gamboa, not Gamboa. You know, that nigga, wow. You know, he going to do his thing. But most Cuban fighters, Yugas, I didn't see his fight this past weekend, but it was a good card that I watched the cruiserweight fight on there before I went to the bar. You know, Yugas, you know, That Yugas going to throw 1 or 2 shots at a time. Nothing more, nothing less is you going to get from the Cubans. That's what they going to do. Lara, he going to hold you. Ortiz, same thing. Ortiz just got good power. You know, he'll go to the dig to the body, but he ain't going to throw more than 3 shots at a time. Gotta show y'all Miles boxing one day. Miles got hands. All right, bro, you doing too much. You stink too. Go on. Get. Don't breathe hard at me. You gotta get a bath. You know, but yeah, well, Ortiz eat up White. You know, but you know, other than that, yeah, y'all heard about Gervonta today. I don't think Gervonta is going to fight in May. Let's talk about that for a minute. I don't think Gervonta is going to fight in May. And if that is the case, the Gary Russell fight just got that much more interesting this weekend. All right. Well, Gamboa don't put people to sleep. Gamboa always in a good fight. But it got that much interesting because if Gervonta, he got booked today, all right, and the case don't stop you from fighting, but obviously, if you building up a pay-per-view for May with Leo Santa Cruz that need a lot of building, do Fox or Showtime really want to put Gervonta Tank Davis out there? And the media going to ask him what happened with your baby mama. And people saying, well, as long as his baby mama don't press charges, it don't work that way. You know, the prosecutor can still pick up the case without the consent of the other party. So if, you know, your woman hit you and you say, well, I don't want to press charges, they still could pick up the case. If you hit your woman, they still could pick up the case. You know what I'm saying? No matter however it go, you know what I'm saying? They still can pick up that case. You know what I'm saying? So Gervonta, you talking about fighting in May. They talking about May. Let's just say June. Not enough time. Because you're thinking about, oh, all right, we're going to start the promotion in what, March. He still got to answer those questions. He still got to go to the classes. He still got to go back and forth to Miami to deal with, you know, do that. So at the end of the day, it may be a situation where he can't fight Leo Santa Cruz. So if he can't fight Leo Santa Cruz next, Leo and Gary Russell. Leo and Gary Russell, why not? You know what? I would pay for that fight. I would pay for Leo and Gary Russell. I would rather not, but I would pay for that. So if Gary Russell get past King Tug this weekend, which is actually a really good fight on Showtime, if I can get to Allenstown, Pennsylvania, which I'd rather not, you go through Pennsylvania, you end up like them niggas off life. You be dreaming about the boom boom room from some type of Hicktown penitentiary. I'm straight. But, the prosecutor already seen that video. She not getting paid. She not going to press charges on Tank. I guarantee you that. She not stupid. She ain't going to press charges on, but they going to pick it up. For sure. But, it is. Niggas act like he beat the shit, blacked her eye, something like that. But, hey, it is what it is. So, you looking at the situation. So, why not Gary Russell versus, he get past King Tug this weekend. Gary Russell versus Leo Santa Cruz. Cruz got a real build at 30. Gary Russell need to move to 30. So, now that's a real fight that can happen. Not only did Gervonta mess himself out of a fight with Mares, and then Mares ended up getting injured when they were trying to do the rematch, now he messing himself out of a fight with Leo Santa Cruz. So they can't put him in the ring on pay-per-view after this. So Tank may not be back until after the middle of the year, if he come back this year at all. And that's why Tank didn't fight that much in 2018. He was getting in fights with bartenders. He was getting in trouble at the mall. In 2019 was his tune-up year, you know what I'm saying, to get him back in rhythm, get him in fight shape. And now, you know what I'm saying, his loss could be Gary Russell game. So all that shit Leo Santa Cruz talk, now they got to make that fight because Gary was promised by Al, Leo Santa Cruz was next. Even if he lost to Tank, he was next. So at the end of the day, now Tank is out the way. Now the Tank is out the way. Hey, why not make the fight? Gary Russell and Leo Santa Cruz. If you look at May, because Leo and Deontay was supposed to fight in May. I know Gary don't like to do quick turnarounds, but forget all that. He might as well turn around and whip Leo Santa Cruz's ass. Because in May, you're going to have Canelo fighting probably Billy Joe. That's supposed to be announced sometime this week. Loma and Teofimo Lopez, they waiting on Canelo to announce it. Burchett and Valdez. You supposed to have Leo and Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? So you was going to have some really good fights. And then June 6th, you was going to have Joshua and Kubrat Puig. So you was going to have some really good fights in May. So I think it's only right for them to give Gary Russell to Leo Santa Cruz that Gervonta Tank Davis lost. And I think it's at the point. For like Floyd Mayweather and them. I think it's time to cash out Tank. I mean, you spent the year doing a tune-up because the prior year you kept getting in trouble. You tuned up in 19. They wasted a lot of money on your ass. You did good in Atlanta. You did good, in Baltimore. They gave you a year tune-up in your hometown spots. And then again, you do the same shit you did in 2018 and you bring it into a new decade. Joshua wasn't fighting before June 6th, I heard. June 6th. Could change. But because the DAZN don't want to put Joshua fighting Canelo fight the same month. So, I think it's time for them to cash him out. And if you put him in the jungle, you leave him in the middle of the jungle, tropical thunder, but you live in the middle of the jungle. He come out and he beat Lomachenko. He beat up on Teofimo Lopez. He beat up on the other lightweights, and he come out on top. Then you know what? Hey, you learn fast. But I don't see that Leo Santa Cruz fight happening. Not in June, unless they just push it back to like August or September. But why you pushing fights back? You might as well make Gary Russell. They can't put Tank on pay-per-view after that. That's why he deleted his Twitter and all that. He just turned himself in. They can't put him on TV after that. They can't sell him as a pay-per-view star after that. Not right now. That fight had to be rescheduled for the end of the summer or the fall. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to put Leo Santa Cruz in another tune-up? So, Do you really? I mean, they did it before. Leo's whole career been a tune-up. But once again, this is what we talked about before. Al Haymon don't make the best fights available in his own stratosphere, in his own area. Most people want to see Gary Russell versus Leo Santa Cruz anyway. He said Gary has to go to 130 anyway. Gary said last year he would move up to be... No, he going to 35. He said he only going to 130 to fight Tevin Farmer. Farmer lost. So he said he going to 35. So at the same thing, he said he going to 35 with the Lomachenko. So why not go fight Leo Santa Cruz? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But other than that, man, some other things are going on in PBC land. In PBC land, hold on. In PBC land, I heard by this summer, this is last year, by this summer, hold on. Give me 1 minute. Somebody said, wait, they really banned Paulie from the Wilder Fury 2 press conference. Damn, they did. But yeah, by this summer, Premier Boxing Champion is supposed to be sold. So they've been working on selling Premier Boxing Champions for a year. So everybody talking about Rick Glosser, it's actually true. He ain't the only one that know that. So they've been talking about selling Premier Boxing Champions to WME. I think it is. It's a media company, and they own the UFC. So, so that's what Dana White and Floyd probably got cooked up. So by the summer, I think you should hear something. And I heard this. This comes from last year. It takes some time to do this deal, but Premier Boxing Champions is supposed to get acquired by the WME. I think that's the name of the company. I was reading about it yesterday. So they was anticipating last year that the deal would get done by the summer. So that's what probably Dana White and Floyd Mayweather cooking up. So you can see Premier Boxing Champions getting sold. And that's a real rumor. That's real. You know what I'm saying? I heard this from several insiders. So, I mean, this is probably why PBC fighters are not being allowed to cross the street, because if one of them lose, it hurts the value of the company. So, as far as why it's being sold, it's some talks of the investors, Al Haymon not making good on the money, and it's talks that Dana White could come in here and straighten things out. So obviously, I truly don't know why it's getting sold, but I do know it sounds like PBC is really stopping a fighter from crossing the street. If I make a correlation, this is just a hypothetical guess or hypothesis, excuse me. It's because the company about to get sold and they don't want to lose any more traction. You hear me? So that's why they kind of being safe, and why fighters is turning down the money is because if somebody lose or they lose the belt, it hurts the company. So I guess when PBC do get sold, some things might change, and then you might see more fights made. So I think right now they protecting their interests. So this is why Charlo ain't taking the Andrade or Canelo contracts. This is maybe why Errol Spence not crossing the street. This is probably why Bob Arum saying the Spence fight gonna happen down the line, is because PBC is probably about to get sold, and then the fights hurry up and come. But yeah, I'll take some questions in between time. In the meantime, I'm gonna get a call in line, man. I ain't getting the mixer. I'm gonna put my phone right up to the motherfucking mic until my mixer comes. So I'm gonna do a call. I'm gonna do a show once a week. Y'all get the cussing, bro. Y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. Y'all get the cussing. That's why I don't want to do it. Why it took you so long to tell us that? Well, like I said, I've been saying it. I told y'all what Rick Lobster said. Y'all niggas just don't remember. Y'all just don't remember. We said this all last year. Yeah, there was a few guys that was around that was saying it. It ain't no secret. Everybody pretty much knew it. Everybody knew it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know what the company was called till I researched it yesterday. So, yeah, everybody knew it. So, yeah, it wasn't no secret. Now, I don't know if that's the reason why they're not doing fights, but it just makes sense. So, your info is 100%. All I can say is the deal. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. It's true. It's true. Now, why they selling it? I heard that Al messed the money up with the investors and this, that, and the third. That's what I heard. Are we playing Michigan, Ohio State tonight? We only down by 3. Fuck Ohio State. Yeah, last question, but yeah, that could be. I believe it's true. I heard that from people that don't even know each other. Well, I don't know if they know each other. What else? What's the 2 or 3 best fights that can happen at 30? At 30, who we got at 30? 2 or 3 best fights. Well, Gervonta not at 30 no more, so we would probably go Burchett, Santa Cruz. You will probably go. If we just talking about 3 separate, we can use the same fighter. If I can use the same fighters, it's probably going to involve Burchett a lot. Burchett, Santa Cruz, Jojo Diaz, Santa Cruz, or Burchett. I think them 3 going to make the best fights. For real. Out of the guys that people care about right now. Colbert going to take a minute for him to come up. But yeah, those probably going to be the best fights to make right then and there. Yeah, anything with Burchett, Santa Cruz, Jojo Diaz, it's probably going to be the best fight. Everybody else in Oscar Valdez. So Valdez, Santa Cruz, that's a fight that people want to see at 26. Santa Cruz, Burchett, Oscar Valdez, Jojo Diaz. Those probably the few next fights that I want to see. Yeah, all those some good fucking fights. I want to see them shits. Them in my opinion. I want to see. That's what I want to see. Hold on, I didn't fucked around with somebody's name. Hold on, almost bleeded somebody. You going avoid my Labrador, my nigga. All right, he said your Labrador. What your labor? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, info 9. Yeah, you cuss. You gotta go. The way they popping dudes off on YouTube, y'all better not have the radio. I'm gonna have to create another channel for it though. I'm gonna create a whole nother channel. Y'all just got to come over there. He said, "Thank Al supposed." Well, I don't got money, but you don't invest your own money. That's why people will take loans out. When you take loans out and you produce, and you pay the money back as fast as you can, your credit go up. Yeah, all billionaires don't be using their own money to build stadiums and build. They be taking loans out a lot of the times. It builds the credit up. A lot of times he ain't gonna play with his own money, but it is what it is. That's what they saying. You think Leo can mess with Loma? Nah. I think he a little bit too robotic. He said, teach you how to that BS last year. I thought Zuffa on UFC. Hell no. That's Dana White. Dana White sold to you. That's Dana White company. He sold the UFC. Zuffa is a boxing company, matter of fact. That's something that Dana White just made up. That's his own. Dana White owns Zuffa. That's a boxing company. But Dana White owned the UFC and he sold it. But Dana White the only one to know how to run it. So Dana White then sold his company, got paid for it in a lump sum, and he still get paid to run the company because he the only one know how to run it. It's genius. But yeah, that's true. Now Zuffa don't own that. WME. Dana White been sold that. Dana White been sold the UFC. That was the smartest business deal he ever made. He's still running it without risking his money. He's still getting paid. You gotta respect the hustle. That's business. That business. Hold on. LSU doing their thing. They doing good. I really ain't paid attention to a lot of college basketball. I usually kind of pay attention February, March. JoJo versus Burchett. I got Burchett. Burchett looking unstoppable at 30. He might have a chance versus Loma. Zuffa and who own UFC. UFC is owned by the WME. Zuffa is Dana White's. Dana White owned UFC, but he sold it. People forget that. I'm from Dallas or Detroit for a clean salute. Mr. Hawkins. Joshua Moon to TV. JoJo and Burchett a good fight. Yeah, I think Burchett got too much firepower. Josh said, what do you expect to be the next undisputed champion in any division? Probably 54. Junior middleweight. Appreciate it, Steven. He said, is Spence and Crawford a possibly not in 2020? Not for undisputed or not for 3-belt unification. Errol Spence has 90 days after his next fight to defend his IBF against the interim champion. I don't know who the interim champion gonna be or when the fight gonna be. It's between the dude who beat Luis Galazzo, Qdoba, that's what I call him because I can't pronounce that long. Get Qdoba and Sergey Lipinets. So they had like 30 days to make a deal. They still ain't came to a deal yet. So if not, it go to purse bid, and if anybody pull out the fight, they out the IBF for the next 6 months. So they both requested to fight for an interim title. So Top Rank and PBC is going to be working together on a fight. So we'll see. I kind of like JoJo. He's sharp. He got hurt. Yeah, JoJo a good fighter. Yeah, JoJo been a good fighter for a long time. He's just on Golden Boy. They don't give him no shine. Yeah, JoJo a good fighter. I told y'all he's going to beat Showtime Farmer. Nobody wanted to believe me. JoJo Loma, JoJo Leo. JoJo Loma. JoJo Leo, that's 50-50. Where is Floyd in this? Floyd and Dana White. I guess Floyd a PBC boss. He run PBC. Him and Al Haymon as equals. So yeah, Floyd is he got equity. Equity in the company. It's him and Al company. It's what he say and what they say behind the scenes too. Why they fight with security? Why The fight with Shakur Stevenson Warren it's happening. Shakur fighting in March, and then they're gonna come back and do it in June. So I heard it's still gonna happen. So we'll see. But no, it ain't off. Shakur just gonna fight in March 14th, Madison Square Garden versus Moraga. They toss Moraga around the PBC universe. I mean the top ranked universe like it ain't nothing. Appreciate it, John VR. So PBC Divas don't want a cheap ass Dana White. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. If he gonna be cheap or not, not sure. I don't know what the WME plan is, to be honest. He said, "Me and my new body." Why you say? I keep people saying that's my boy. Burchett versus Tank. I probably favor Burchett. Tank a little wild. How much is Floyd invested? I don't know. He said it's his company. I heard it's a partnership, so must be equally. Depends though. They got other investors, man. There's somebody else money they messing with. So heavyweight Tarver versus Ortiz. Mason Dixon. I don't know. That can go. Tarver was older. Ortiz old. That's what people say. I don't know. That's a 50-50. I like Tarver. I'm a Tarver guy, especially as a boxing commentator. That was my favorite commentator. Tarver, Roy. From a boxer's perspective, those are the two best I heard in this generation. Tarver and Roy. Okay, Jim, if he used the jab, it'll get out the way and roll to the right. Drop that left hook on him, Jim. He'll get him up out of there. My nigga Roy. I miss Roy Jones. I love Roy Jones, man. I love Roy Jones as a fighter and a commentator, man. That's my dog. If I had to get an autograph from one fighter, ever, I don't give a fuck. Roy Jones. I want to get an autograph from Roy Jones. I don't give a fuck Ali and Sugar Ray. Roy Jones is my dog. I was just watching The Matrix 2 earlier. He was up in that. Roy Jones is my dog. Roy Jones was the baddest man on the planet. I don't care what you say. Roy Jones is my dog. Him, when Bernard was fighting, Stinky Winky Wright, them was my dudes. Them three was my dogs. And then Floyd came up. He was my dog when he was younger. But Roy was the dude. When he whooped on James Toney, it was a rap. Roy was the baddest man on the planet. Roy was in rap videos. Roy was rapping. Roy was in movies. Roy was everywhere, man. Love Roy Jones. Y'all keep asking questions. Roy was my dog. Roy was the dude. It don't get no better than Roy in boxing for me. Du Bois versus Joyce for you. I like them both, but I go with Du Bois. Younger, more power. Bro, I was with you. I was running refresher lines. Heaven is great, but JoJo going to get him. Yeah, I don't know JoJo. Man, JoJo swept his ass. What's the best fight to be made at 54? Any of them, to be honest. You could put any of them dudes in the ring together. Teixeira, Castanos, Lubin, Charlo, Rosario, Hurd. You could put them anywhere. You could put him anywhere. Roy Jones to go. Shakir said he going up after the Warrington fight. If he don't get that fight, he can just use the super champion fight here. I don't think they want to do that, but I hope he don't have to fight here. And I think they are cool. But hey, it is what it is. Roy was the king of the hill. Y'all must have forgot. I smoke. I drank. Yeah, Roy's my dude. What about Lights Out? He was, James Toney was the truth. That's one of my favorite fights to go back and watch was Roy Jones and James Toney. That nigga Roy Jones came out with the fake tuxedo. It's the Thuggish Rugged song. He beat the hell out of James Toney though. It's the Thuggish Rugged song. That's the night that Roy Jones like became the man. When he beat James Toney, he became the man. It was questions about is Roy real? Is Roy fake? Can Roy rise to the occasion? Roy swept the shit out of James. And I love James Toney. James Toney was a monster too. Roy came out dancing. Man, Roy was bad, man. Man, shit. Roy Jones a blueface boo boo ass. He be mopping on his ass. Roy Jones beat anybody out there right now. Prime Kovalev, Andre Ward couldn't fuck with him. None of them. That's none of them. Yeah, I want to see Benavidez in Plant too. When I used to call they called me sir. Yeah, and I try. Y'all want the real RJ to come out. See, I ain't want the real RJ to come out. See, y'all you want to beat? You take my title? You beat me? I come back and beat it. But you want to steal my title? Boo, I'm the baddest man on the plane. He was talking shit to Larry. I think it was Larry Merchant. He was talking shit too, man. After he beat Montel Griffin the second time, they robbed him the first time. Nigga's a beast. But yeah, let me get out of here, man. Appreciate it, man. Roy Jones over Hagler, that's 50-50. I'm a favorite Roy because that's my dog. But Hagler, animal, though. That's a good fight. Y'all must have forgot. Appreciate y'all, man. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button on the way out. Appreciate the love, support. We gone.